Hello everybody, Custom Mike's here. Guess where we're at? We're at a super majestic place in the Santa Cruz Mountains with a pile of redwoods, and we're on the Deer Creek Trail, I think, in one of the parks, and I just went a little offshoot to take a peek. Now, those guys right there, they are wider than I am long or tall. So they're a good 8 feet or more in diameter. And I would estimate probably 150 or so feet tall up in the mountains. Just for reference, right down there is my wife, which is about 200 feet away for scale. Today we're going to walk through just a couple of areas in the park just to share the California Redwood experience, or Santa Cruz Mountain Redwood experience. So here I'm right up on this one, fairly big, I would say probably about 6 to 8 feet around. And here, just so you have a reference, that's my hand. Yes, I got pretty big hands, but it's pretty big. So, and everywhere you look, there's more of them. Big ones, small ones, old ones, seedlings. But it's a little nippy, but it's absolutely beautiful. And there's this neat, you can see actually right there, it's been through the fires more than once. This one too. It's all burn marks and stuff, but they're still alive and gorgeous. It's just fantastic. And there's so many redwoods here, it's like it doesn't really get any sun either. And you know, we figured we'd start here. We're going to walk through the little village and this Henry, I can't even remember what it's called now. Henry something Park up in the Santa Cruz Mountains off of, I think it's Highway 9. Again, there's my wife for a comparison. And then you take that and you go up these long, big ones. And I know these aren't exactly the largest ones around, but they are massive in its sense anyway. We're going to walk down that park and go through that. But here's a double trouble one. Yeah, this is a big one. You know, and just for people to get some perspective, you know. But it's just crazy. I can't even reach the. Let's see, that opening right there is what, about 4 feet above me.
You know what? If you put, I don't like being on camera, but if it shows perspective to have someone in it for perspective.
There you go. So there's Laura at the base.
Hi guys.
And then you go up and up and up and up.
We're in my happy place.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. There's a couple of trees as we go down. I'm going to show beautiful little camping area up here. Oh, you want to go around the other way? Yeah, let's go around the other way. We came up that way. So Upper Deer Creek is where we're at right now. And the trail continues into the woods, and it gets even cooler. Yeah, and there's that triple stand right there.
Now that one's 2. There's a third one, but it
isn't
connected.
It's not connected, okay. Would that be a cool place to have a little picnic at, you know? So, all right, we'll walk down through that park, and then they have a cutoff of a really old one that they got set up by the Redwood Trail and the visiting center, and that's sure. Yeah, it started growing before Jesus was born, which is just amazing, so to say. Yeah, this one will be a little bit long-winded, and I know it's not live, but the park Wi-Fi was not very good, and the phone connection is not very good either, so we'll just premiere this one. I think we might do it tonight, both on Facebook and YouTube, I think. So, but we'll see.
Hey, creek's plugged up.
The what?
Creek is plugged up.
No. That's probably about the right height. Well, yeah, it's like they made a pond here.
Yeah.
Beautiful little pond too. It's all full of debris though. That probably was 10 feet deep at some point. You know. But yeah, they got a beautiful little park here. So, with plenty of seating areas, a railroad. Yeah, it's flowing. Not a lot, but it's a controlled flow.
Just sitting.
Yeah. Don't want to flood the park, you know. RC and BTNGRR. And they got a nice little railroad going into the woods right there, and it all comes around all the way down there, and there's a bunch of cabooses hanging out. And actually got a few down there too. See down off there. But we'll walk down and check it out. Obviously everything's closed for COVID, but so you're gonna have to be self-contained when you come here and visit. But at least you can get in and hang out, enjoy nature, and everything else that comes with that. Beautiful little area though. You got a couple of cabooses down there. You got a barbecue pit going on down there. Just gorgeous. Once it opens up, we're gonna have to come back and enjoy it the real way, you know? Yeah. Beautiful. It rained yesterday, and the sun came out today, and it's just gorgeous. You know, got a blue sky, clouds, all kinds of beautiful stuff. Just bear with me. Once we dive into and go down that way, we're going to get into the bigger redwoods again. But I figured this truck wagon barbecue and some of the cabooses would be a cool thing to see too. Yeah, and they do have restrooms. I don't know if they're open, but I sure hope so. You can still enjoy the roaring camp and the train station. Just following the COVID rules, you know. You got a couple of cabooses sitting there waiting with a horse sculpture in front of it. That's pretty cool. Right where that lady's at. Beautiful little setup. There's the other side of the railroad track. You can see the train station over there. Very cool. Yeah, it's part of the Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific Railroad. Very, very cool. Oh, there we go. Henry Cowell, Redwood State Park in the state of California. Coming into one of the parking areas, and we're going to sneak by and come down around there. Unfortunately, the Redwood Trail was closed today. But look at that moss. It's probably been growing there for a while. It is a wet area where the sun doesn't reach it very much. So, and we're gonna go in there by the visitor center. Excuse me, in the park. But we're getting back into some of the bigger trees. Excuse me. Woo. Bless me. All right, so yes, we're back into the trees and the beauty. And there's some big ones in here. Down to the left is the Redwood Trail. Like I said, which unfortunately closed, but I want to show you the cutout I have where all the people are at. That shows a timeline from when the tree was born until 1934 when it was cut down. We'll have to wait our turn, but it is an amazing section of wood, and the story that it tells is pretty cool. I'll show you this first. You can read it.
First mission established at San Diego.
You can stop it if you need to read faster or read slower, so to say. But the cool part about this is that this timeline is from, I think the second one is when Jesus was born, all the way to 1934 when they cut it down, and which you can see at the very end on the other side of that lady is. I'll show you that when she's done.
They have the place called the Avenue of Giants.
Very cool. All right, so right there is when the Chinese invented paper.
See
Look
the
how
arrow
tight
on
we're
the
in
birth
here.
of Jesus, the arrows
Oh,
there.
oh, right there. This is when the Jesus was born. Then you got paper. Then you got wow, and gunpowder.
Pilgrims are
Yeah.
out here.
It's just incredible to watch. And yeah, you see the little arrows, like 1620, the Pilgrim arrived. That's here, and you look at back to where the beginning of this one is, where Jesus was born, and then you jump up here. The first mission was established. Lewis and Clark, all this history, and then in 1934 is when it was cut. So, what a history, huh? Yeah, very cool. So we're going to go into the Redwood Trail, or the beginning of the Redwood Trail. It's here at the Visitor Center, or the Redwood Grove, I think it's called. Unfortunately, it's closed, but look at that tree right there. It's another one of those triples, I think. It's good to have a person in front of it just for comparison, but there's 3 of them that grew together, and it's just amazing. Just amazing. Wow. They're just huge. Just huge.
Having you guys there gives it perspective.
Yeah, and I would have loved to gone into the trails, but that trail is closed today. But we're here at the Visitor Center, and I figured we'd go in and give you a peek at least of that tree. And there's a couple of cool trees. Even this one's pretty good. It's probably about 10 feet.
I love all the ferns.
Yeah, full of ferns and moss, and just a different perspective. So, and I mean, everywhere you go, there's evidence of the huge ones. And again, you got the dog and the people there for perspective. So, every now and then you got to enjoy something other than cars, And I figured some of you would enjoy a walk in a Redwood Park for a change. And there's a couple of trees that was on the way in. And one in particular, oh, it's this one right here. I almost missed it. Check this out. You have probably, that tree is about foot and a half in diameter right there. But look how it grew together. It was probably a twig sitting next to it at some point in its life, and then they kind of grew together, and it got enveloped by the bark, and then just pure willpower probably just forced itself out of the bark and continue to grow. It's just amazing to me. And then it's like a whole nother tree right next to it. I'm not going to consider that a branch, even though somebody probably will from a technical standpoint. But what a beautiful way that the nature is growing out like that. It's like both trees are fighting for the space. Anyway, so yeah, we'll walk this. I just love all this, what do you call it, moss and stuff that's growing. And you got the big one sitting in the background, super white at the base. And I don't know, it's just a different experience. I wish there was smell-o-vision, but there isn't. But the smell here with the greenery and the beauty and everything around is amazing. So we can try the river trail. We're gonna go down the river trail. You can go with us, or well, there's another one. Yeah, whatever you want to do, it's okay. We're just sharing or walking on the trails in the park and the views that come with it. Wow, it's a little creek. Yep, nice little mini waterfall right there. A big old beach area on the other side, right next to this big redwood. Look at that. I think this goes back to the parking lot this way. Just beautiful. Look at that little river. You can hear the water in the background. A lot of people in the park today too, enjoying themselves. So it's not exactly quiet, but it's quieter than SoCal for darn sure. But just having a blast. Walking through the tight growth down here, right next to some of the buildings of the so anyhow, let me go down by the river. It's a cool little trail going right there, but we'll play that one. I'm gonna get a view towards the waterfall maybe. And then we'll sign off there. Be careful, it's going to be slippery probably. Yeah, down by the river. Thinking of the Bruce Springsteen song here. Hopefully it's playing in your head. Going down by the river. Yeah. Anyhow. I appreciate you guys following along and hanging out with us here at the state park up here in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Enjoying the view, having a little bit of walk, taking a little bit of a break from all the car stuff. Anyhow, love you all. Be kind out there. And enjoy your weekend. Thanks for hanging at Custom Mics. See ya.